now we're going to talk about when and where your RTI groups would take place. The way that I handle my RTI groups and the way that we were told we could, which may be different on your campus, you'd have to check with your administrators to know for sure, is that we need to have at least 2 extra meetings with the student per week. So I have after school tutoring on Tuesday afternoons, and that's one of my RTI meeting times. And then my second RTI meeting time is just during the regular school day for 30 minutes, just an extra guided reading group. So for my Tier 2 students, I'm meeting with them for 2 times each week for 30 minutes. And then and actually last year I did it a little bit differently in that I had a RTI group on Tuesday and on Thursday afternoons, because I had 2 groups of students who were who struggled a little bit, and so I just kind of separated that that tutoring group so that it could be, I could have small groups on both of those days, and I could meet those students' needs more specifically, because they just needed so many different kinds of things. Also, we have on our campus tutors who pull students for RTI tutoring for Tier 3, and so these are the students who maybe the Tier 2 interventions aren't working as well as we had hoped, or even when we look through their data from the previous year, we realized that this student received Tier 2 intervention for, in 1st grade and in kindergarten. So we see that the student needs more intervention than what has been provided in the past. So those would be the students who go for Tier 3 intervention, which is provided by a tutor, as I said, and that's provided 4 days a week. For 45 to 50 minutes. So we're talking about very intensive just reading instruction where the student is getting a lot of extra instruction. And actually, let me just note that the Tier 3 and the Tier 2 interventions are in addition to what the student is receiving on Tier 1, not in place of. So for example, if I have a student who goes with the Tier 3 tutor, or goes with the tutor for Tier 3 RTI, that doesn't mean that then I stop with the Tier 2 that I'm providing, or even that I maybe skip their reading group. The expectation on our campus is that we will meet with all of our students for guided reading groups twice each week. And so as we meet with everybody twice each week, even those students who are receiving Tier 2 and Tier 3 interventions, because really if the student goes, if you have a student who goes for Tier 3, but you never pull them for their guided reading groups, that's really not Tier 3. That's just probably part of your Tier 1 instruction that you're supposed to be providing. So that's just kind of one thing to make sure we remember.